Hello everyone, my name is Droogie Forever, and today we're playing Corpse Party Blood Drive on my PlayStation TV. This game, I don't know what all consoles it's available on, but I have the Ever After edition, the physical version for Vita, which is kind of like the collector's edition, sort of. And it's got a soundtrack, and it's got the art book, an amazing looking art book, and the game and everything. And I've never done it on the channel. I've never played it on the channel. I've only played one Corpse Party game, and it was the one they just remade, which I think was the original. So I figured we would just play it for the channel. I mean, I don't even know if I've actually finished it, to be honest. Even though I like it a lot, I think I did finish it last time, but I don't know. We'll find out when or if trophies start popping up. We'll find out. But if I did, it has been a long time, because I've had this game for a long time. Class rep? What does that mean? Ah! No! Ayumi! Sis. No! Do you like how I'm doing the voices? Am I overacting or underacting? It had been 2 months since the Book of Shadows incident, which I think you can get that on the PSP? Book of Shadows? It's been a while since I played that. Hold on, let's look it up real quick. Corpse Party Book of Shadows. Let's see where that's available. Oh, it's on Steam. I haven't played it yet on... I don't think I've played that game yet. It is available on Steam. And... Oh, there's a horror film, too, based on that. That's pretty cool. No, I don't want the Twitch page, you freaking... I just want to know more about the game. Tell me where it's available. Is a horror film. The film's based on the Corpse Party video game series. Fine, just take me to the series page and we'll just find it that way. Alright, Book of Shadows. Let's see. Sequel. It doesn't tell me platforms. Give me platforms. Here we go. Book of Shadows. Available on PSP and PC and iOS. Okay, I knew it was on PSP. Okay, cool. I'm not completely an idiot. Alright, let's see. I'd been critically wounded by the blowback from the sorcery I'd involved myself with, but Nakashima was there to carry me out from the crumbling Shinozaki estate. The two of us were picked up on the side of the old mountain road and rushed to a hospital, where I was restored to stable condition. By the way, if you hear a really loud sound, that's my dryer. It's gonna ding soon, and it's right next to me. Well, not right next. It's not in this room, but it's like in the room right next to me. You're gonna hear it. The grimoire responsible for so much of the horror everyone had been through, the Book of Shadows, was buried in the rubble of the estate when its roof collapsed. Hard to believe that over 2 months had passed since the fall of Heavenly Host Elementary, since the 5 of us were returned safely to the real world. Oh, right, they went with the chibi art style for this one. It's been so long since I played it. It's been a while. Hiya! Did we do it right? That's weird. According to that urban legend site, tearing the paper doll is supposed to cause an earthquake and get you spirited away. Hey, that's not the kind of thing you invite your friends to do with you, is it? That's so mean. Sorry, guys, but now we'll always be together, right? After Sachiko vanished from the closed spaces, the effects of Sachiko Ever After vanished from the world along with her. See, and that's why it's Ever After Edition, the physical version. And certainly no one was going to miss a place like that, where countless living beings were trapped, their lives snuffed out violently and traumatically. But along with the school, the lives of our friends and our teacher were also erased. And they weren't just dead, but wiped from existence entirely. I know she's real. Why won't anyone believe me? Listen, there's no such person as Seiko. Now take your medicine, please. No. No. Naomi. Naomi, take the medicine. Take it. No, I'm not crazy. I'm not. We may have been the lucky ones to survive, but for us, these past 2 months have been hell on earth. Someone please help! Class rep, hang in there. Sis. No, I won't let you die. This was my fault for heedlessly performing an occult ritual. I suffered heavy wounds with major blood loss. I was in the hospital for weeks. PSTV has kind of slow loads, so just bear with me here. But I was finally released just yesterday, returning to school at Kisaragi Academy for the first time since the incident. When I reached the front gate, I stopped and stared at the school grounds, shrinking back a bit. I knew that once I passed through these gates, I'd be reminded of a reality where Suzumoto, Miss Yu, and the others no longer exist. Shinozaki? Guys, these were the only people in the world who understood me, the only people I could relate to, the only ones who remembered our 4 departed friends. Welcome back. Congratulations on your recovery. Oh, okay, it's time for me to move. Hey, Shinozaki, finally let you out, did they? Kishinuma. Thank you, Kishinuma, for coming to check on me so often. Sure. I mean, it was no big deal. Come on, chin up. Or I guess that's a little hard to do, all things considered, but we're all here for you, okay? Uh-huh. We're all here for you. Okay, I think he's run out of dialogue options. Shinozaki, welcome back. Thanks. How are you, Mochida? I'm okay. I have Yuka. Shinozaki, welcome back. Okay, there we go. He's out of stuff to say. Welcome back, class rep. Nakashima. Okay. I'm just clicking until they run out of dialogue options. Are you okay, Ayumi? I'm fine, Yuka. Thank you. Cheer up, okay? Okay. Okay. She's out of dialogue options. Alright. Let's see. At this point, I still didn't know. I didn't know that even outside of the closed spaces of Heavenly Host, even here in the real world, I like how it didn't, like, continue that thought. Sachiko ever after. Everybody sure does love that fortune-telling stuff. I gotta find me a new one for next time. I hope Mama worked the early shift today. I'm starving. Mama? Whoa. Dude. What the fuck? The curse's reach was growing. This is a good song. Reminds me of something like Akira Yamaoka would do for Silent Hill. Maybe without the lyrics. Sometimes he does do lyrics, though, for his stuff. I just realized I'm probably going to get a copyright thing for this. Maybe I should cut it out. Maybe I should have skipped it. I didn't even think about that. That'll be alright. Screw it. Not getting paid off YouTube anyway. I mean, I get paid, but like, very little. Almost nothing, really. Yet another unexplained death has occurred, this time to junior high student Rin Sakuma, who was discovered with a broken spine. Welcome home, how was it? Still can't believe your luck, tripping and falling on, what was it again, a cutting tool? And that's all it took to put you out of commission for 2 months? Life certainly is fragile. What were you doing anyway? I hope you're not dabbling in that occult business like your sister. Leave me alone! And, you know, disappearing like always. I swear these girls of mine are giving me gray hairs. Ah! Ah! Yes. That same horrible scene played out in my memory once more. Nah. Yes. A massive earthquake rippled through the basement of the Shinozaki estate, leaving it teetering on the edge of collapse. Worse still, the whole place was in flames. Hino's lifeless body appeared as if shimmering in the fire's light, red glinting off of red around the edges of the blades that were rapidly sluicing her flesh? Is that how you... Would that even be how you spell sluicing? Anyway, doesn't matter. I think they meant slicing, right? They danced around and threw her almost whimsically, prompting unnatural gyrations throughout her body without ever letting her so much as touch the ground. Stop! I grabbed onto Hino's body in a vain attempt to pull her to safety. But Hino, I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that name right, used what little strength she had left to push me back. You need to live, Ayumi. Remember, your sister will be with you always in your heart. I could distinctly hear these words in the back of my head, spoken in a soft, soothing voice. It was short-lived, however, as the ceiling suddenly became webbed with cracks and fissures, and a massive beam fell from above, crushing her upper body entirely. No. With this, I shot to my feet and began running in circles, screaming uncontrollably. I would have run right into the rapidly spreading fire if Naomi hadn't caught me. My hands and feet were covered in red bruises and cuts from the swarm of blades that my spell had summoned. Naomi was bleeding as well, but nowhere near as badly. No, class rep, we have to go. Let me go, let me go. Nakashima and I wanted more than anything to bring our friends back, so we'd gone after the root of the curse behind Sachiko Shinozaki and Heavenly Host Elementary. We sought and found another place that shouldn't exist, the estate of Yoshi and Sachiko Shinozaki. It was supposedly torn down long ago, but there it stood. In its basement, we found an old book of spells known as the Book of Shadows. Convinced I could undo the horrors I'd seen, I decided to try a little black magic of my own. This inevitably led to the worst nightmare of them all. I was attacked from all sides, uncertain what was real and what was not. The wounds I endured should have been fatal. I don't know how she knew where I was, but just as things seemed bleakest, Sis came rushing into my rescue. In the end, I'd only made things worse. All I did was add one more sacrifice to the pile. Ah, I should have died. It should have been me. I'm responsible for everyone's death. It should have been me. Me. Go ahead then. Die. 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 Come on. Don't stop. Just die already. With one shoe on my desk and sporting a rare open-mouthed version of a shit-eating grin, a boy wearing a black parka was just somehow there, in my room without explanation. Who? If you're about to die, why do you care who I am? Clearly you're not serious about this at all. Ugh. Like I said, you're not serious. You're just deluding yourself. Where's your mind at, bitch? Aren't you just looking to save yourself? Spare yourself from all this suffering? So stop lashing out and do something about it, you fucktard. Jesus, the language in this, I don't even remember this. Ain't nobody else gonna come to your rescue. Who the hell are you? What do you want? Why have you come here? I'm nobody. And this is gonna be real boring if it ends with you lying to yourself. Without a word, he motioned for me to put my hand out and unceremoniously plopped a piece of 10-yen gum into it. The boy smiled with a cold yet oddly kind expression, then finally took his leave by jumping out the window. Whimper, sniffle. All I could do was stand there and sob. Whimper, whimper, whimper. Sniffle, sniffle, sniffle. Whimper, sniffle, whimper, sniffle. Shinazaki's house should be somewhere around here, I think. Huh? Hell of a fashion sense that kid's got. Now that Heavenly Host Elementary is gone, what do? How do I repent my sins? Stand. Bow. Nice work, everyone. Hey, Satoshi. You brought lunch today, right? Let's eat on the roof. Oh, sure. Seems like a nice day for that. Let's go. Wow, the sky is clear as can be. Not a single cloud. Love that autumn sun. How about here? I gotta say though, my lunchbox sure feels light. What'd you bring today, Yoshiki? I had some time, so I fried up a little something. Man, your kitchen skills are really impressive. I'm guessing I've just got last night's leftovers. Sounds like first world problems, if you ask me. You think so? For bread or something, sorry. Mom! Well now, lunch all the way up here. It is a fine day today, so I bet your food will be all the more delicious. Miss Niwa, I think. Yeah. This was our class's TA, Miss Kwon Niwa, age 24. She was an English teacher with white hair, blue eyes, and a soft, delicate voice. We asked our classmates about her the day we returned from Heavenly Host Elementary. They said she was a teacher who'd come to our school half a year ago, but the 5 of us had no memory of that. In our world, the one we came from, we had Miss Yu instead, filling the exact same role. So we meant no offense to Miss Guan, but her presence here, this reality, just felt inherently wrong to those of us who survived the Heavenly Host incident. Do you not have any lunch, Satoshi? What is it you'd most like to eat? Huh? What's your favorite food? Pork cutlet on rice, I guess? Okay. What's she up to? She's probably just messing with you. Guess I'll go buy some bread at the cafeteria or something. Okay, but you should probably hurry it up. I mean, lunch has already started, so I doubt they have a whole lot left at this point. Oh, crap, you're right. Okay, wait right here. I'll be back. Hold the O button while moving to sprint. Sprinting gradually drains your stamina. If you run out completely, you won't be able to move again for a short time. Stamina recovers when you're not sprinting. Be sure to slow down every now and again. Okay. I didn't make it. Told you they'd run out. Here, you can have one of my fried shrimp. Open up. My eyes shone upon meeting those of the magnificent golden fried shrimp. Really? Thank you so much. Ah. You must be Mr. Satoshi Mochida. Huh? Me? I am, but, I've come to deliver your lunch. What? The man in black handed over a liqueur box containing pork cutlet on rice with egg. Picture perfect in every way. It was my favorite meal down to the last detail. Did I say I meant lacquer. Yoshiki, utterly dumbfounded, loosened his grip on the fried shrimp he was holding. It plummeted to the ground, defeated by this new contender. Who? What is Miss Guan? Class rep. The classroom glowed with the golden hue of twilight, but my gaze was fixed at the floor. It must have been obvious to Nakashima that I had a lot on my mind. Are you okay? She asked this as she sat down at the desk in front of me, facing backward. She was trying to comfort me, but she had dark circles around her eyes, too. She and I must have looked very similar to one another from an outside perspective. My left hand was still wrapped in bandages. It throbbed incessantly, reminding me of the previous night's events. I ignored it as best as I could and forced an empty smile. I'm sorry. I won't cause any more trouble. Huh? Trouble? What do you mean? I couldn't bring myself to answer that. I just flashed another smile, a confusing one that must have looked very strange to her, and left the classroom. Class rep. Did I just see Shinozaki leaving? What's wrong, Naomi? Our class rep seems to be taking everything really hard. We should try to support her a little more. She's not the only one, Naomi. You've been pretty hard on yourself too, don't you think? I'm fine. I mean, I'm not the only one suffering here. We've all got to be strong for one another. I just hope she doesn't do anything drastic. As I walked, I thought back to my time in the hospital. I was lying in bed, arms and legs virtually mummified in bandages, when a woman with flowers came in to see me. Hello. You don't know me, but oh my, you really do look just like your sister. Who are you? My name is Mirai Yamamura. Hello. Your sister and I are both part of the Wicca Institute, an association dedicated to the worship of spirits. So, you know sis? I do. That's why I've come to see you. As she said this, she placed a bouquet of flowers on the small table by the bed and looked around the room with a curious expression on her face. Are your parents not here at the moment? They're out shopping. I see. So neither your father nor your mother know, then, about Heno's death? The day she lost her life, before she went after you to the old Shinozaki estate, the last person she contacted was me. Sis contacted you? She probably understood her fate and accepted it. The spirits can reveal a person's time of death if you let them. But she was prepared to take action regardless. She didn't care what the consequences might be. She really was an amazing person. Tears began to pour from my eyes, and I could do nothing to stop them. I had been sitting up in bed, but unconsciously started to curl into a fetal position as best as I could with the bandages. Yamamura put her hand on my back to comfort me. Ayumi, I've come here to bestow Hino's last wish to you. Huh? Retrieve the Grimoire, the Book of Shadows, the forbidden book that's been passed down through the Shinozaki family for generations. If that book should ever fall into the wrong hands, the world would most assuredly be plunged into utter chaos. See, we of the WI are an association of white witches who commune with spirits and abide by the will of nature. Hino was initially hesitant to involve herself with anything related to the Shinozaki bloodline, having defied her parents and rejected her lineage, but in recent years she's been sensing the presence of the book and growing more and more intrigued. The other Wiccans and I looked for it, of course, but we found no hint of it at the site of Yoshi and Sachiko Shinozaki's estate. We were surprised to find burned beams and other debris of the old house on what we expected to be nothing more than a vacant lot, but that was all we found. Yet even though it wasn't there, I can still sense it. Its presence remains somewhere in this world. Yamamura looked directly into my eyes. Did you know that someone else was living in this city who shares her bloodline with you and Yoshi Shinozaki? Yamamura pulled a notepad from her pocket and carefully wrote a name and address on the top sheet. She then tore the page and handed it to me. Makina Shinozaki. I knew that name. It was on the family tree. Yeah, in the Shinozaki estate's basement, Yoshi's grandmother had 3 daughters, and the second was Makina, so Yoshi's mother's younger sister, Yoshi's aunt. Makina's house is deserted now. If you were to go there, you might find some clue that would help lead to the Book of Shadows. We tried, but we were too strongly connected to the spirit world. We just couldn't enter the room. I don't know what exactly you might find there, but if you have the strength to fulfill Hino's last request, I'd like to ask that you try. And with that, Yamamura simply turned and left the hospital room. Is this his last request? On the other side of the door, a peculiar girl stood in wait. As soon as Yamamura had covered enough distance to put me out of earshot, the two of them spoke. Nice work. Is that good enough? Can I go now? Just you people breathing makes my skin crawl, but I won't kill you. So yeah, that's good enough. Now get out of my face. Yamamura ran away as quickly as she could without drawing attention to herself. As if in response, the intimidating girl in the peculiar outfit spat on the hospital wall. Man, hard to find anyone these days who's not a dumbass. As she mumbled these words, she sneaked a sidelong glance at me in my room. I was completely oblivious. Hino Shinozaki died way too easily, worthless piece of shit. It was time to meet my fate. I had no trouble locating Makina's residence. I don't know what I was expecting, but what I found was just an ordinary apartment building. I couldn't involve Mochida and the others in this. They'd been through enough already. Besides, this was a family matter. My bloodline was responsible for this whole mess, so it was only right that I be the one to make amends, alone. This is the place, all right. Shimmerenjaku South Apartment. I don't know how to pronounce that. Looks pretty run down. I'd expect apartments in this condition to get torn down rather than just left to rot. Does anyone even manage this building? Whenever you see a candle on the map, you can examine it to restore your hit points and save your game. Alright. Why not? We haven't saved yet. Apparently I have no save data. Which makes sense because I played it on my Vita. Alright, so I could go straight, but let's see what's over here. Isn't this trespassing? I hate feeling so conspicuous. It puts me completely on edge. If a door should suddenly open and somebody yells at me for being here, I think I'll probably just drop dead on the spot. Is someone coming? When a person gets truly startled, she's unable to move due to the combination of fear and, well, being put on the spot. It's like she's been planted to the ground. It may be human nature, but I hated not being in control of my actions. Nonetheless, there I was, a sitting duck just waiting for someone to come down the stairs. Except no one did. The seconds ticked on, but I was pretty definitively the only one here. Could have sworn I heard footsteps. No. The mailbox was stuffed with vast quantities of tissue paper. The bottom layer of this stack had turned an unpleasant shade of brown. It may have just been from years of settling debris, but if that were the case, it shouldn't have been that dark. What's in there? I slowly unwrapped the tissue, morbidly curious as to what I might find inside. It was only then that I noticed the inside of the mailbox itself, which was stained a deep crimson. It looked a whole lot like blood. I'd unwrapped enough by then to see what was inside the tissue paper, too. It was the skeletal remains of a bird. Ah. Pant, pant, wheeze, gulp. Pant, pant, wheeze, gulp. On the rusted panel of the mailbox from which I discovered this gruesome find was a name scribbled in permanent marker. Shinozaki. Ah, stop, no! Shut the hell up, bitch, I'm gonna bash your skull in. Ah, what's going on? Is someone there? I must be hearing things. Where's my flashlight? Persistent use of your flashlight will eventually kill its battery. If this happens, you'll need to find a new battery and use it, or you'll be left in the dark. Excuse me. Shinozaki. I should have gone to the bathroom before coming here. Guess I'll just have to hold it. Alright. The door's shut tight. Excuse me. There's a doorbell on the wall nearby. Pressing it only produces clicks. Guess there's no power. The door is shut tight. Open it. I took a deep breath, mentally prepared myself for what I was about to attempt, and grabbed the steel doorknob. Ugh. My phone, God, don't scare me like that. Who would be calling me at this hour? Huh? Unknown number. Hello? Go, don't go, don't go, don't go, don't go, don't go, 0424444444444. What the hell? The number disappeared from the screen as if the call had never been placed. What? What? Is my phone on the fritz or something? God. It's open. Hello. Oh, it's all dusty. How many years has it been since somebody actually lived here? Is anyone home? Home? Should I take off my shoes? You just said it's super dusty. Welcome home. That was totally a voice. That's right. I need to learn from my mistakes at Yoshi Shinozaki's house. This time I've come prepared, with the voice recorder Sis used for her research. November 10th, 2008, 7:48 p.m. Beginning investigation of Makina Shinozaki's apartment. I'm fine. I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. This is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. Alright. We got to save it again. Looks like a bathroom door. Open it. Why not? It's a Japanese-style toilet. Fortunately, despite the condition of the apartment building in general, it seems to be a modern and fully functioning non-septic model without any foul smell. I wonder if the water is still on. Even if it is, the roar of flushing water would be really disconcerting right now. Why do I have to pee at a time like this? What the hell is wrong with me? Okay. We'll try. Let's see what happens. I can't. I really have to go. If I don't, I'm afraid I'll wet myself. Don't show it. Okay. Sneaking into a deceased woman's abandoned apartment and using her bathroom is kind of absurd, but I almost felt like I was infiltrating the deepest chambers of an enemy base. I'm so nervous, it just won't come out. With what sounded like my own relieved voice echoing back at me from the walls, I thought I'd finally done my business, but my bladder still felt completely full. I haven't gotten anything out at all. Ah! What is this, blood? It's not dripping from the ceiling or anything. As if accompanying the loud bubbling sound, the dull squish of a blade cutting into flesh was also faintly audible. It immediately brought to mind somebody slitting her wrist. No, I can't. Alright, we're going to save it again, because I don't know if that was some, like, weird random event that I shouldn't have done, or, you know, I have no idea. Okay, here we go. The way Yamamura was talking, Makina Shinozaki is dead. But her appliances still seem to be completely intact. Has anyone ever even been in here since her passing? Damn it, this is scary. On the tiny kitchen table sat numerous prescription bags and instructions. The name written on every bag was Makina Shinozaki. Guess that clinches it. This is definitely Makina Shinozaki's apartment. Ah, gee! There was a photo hanging from the freezer door. Though blurry and hard to make out, it seemed to be of a forest thick with mist, along with one additional detail that made it much worse. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. Ah. No, I want to go home. I'm scared. Clues. I'm looking for clues, but where? How? I don't even know what I'm looking for, do I? I'll just try to take some of Makina's things back with me, I guess. As many as I can carry. Items lying about can be obtained by examining them. There may be hidden compartments or spaces in shelves and such as well. Be sure to examine everything very carefully. There's something lying on the table. Batteries obtained. Let's see. The drawers seem to contain only insurance documents as well as an official name stamp. These are... I can't take these. I wonder if there are any dependents listed, though. Or if there's anything else in here. Let's see. Ah, photographs. The top photograph on the stack depicted a young woman with a hairstyle decidedly not of the modern era. Is this Makina? The next photograph showed a different woman smiling widely. Her clothes were actually quite beautiful, and her eyes looked almost lifelike on the paper, like they could suck you in. I flipped through each of the remaining pictures, seeing mostly just more of the same until... Makina, Rocky, and Yoshi in Yokohama. Yoshi Shinozaki, that's Sachiko's mother. So does that mean this girl is... What's this? It was a small white box made out of paper, so small in fact that it fit in the palm of my hand with room to spare. It was light as a feather, too. Ah. Why is there another one in here? I have to pick it up, but I don't really want to. I can't do it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I closed my eyes and put my hands together, saying a little prayer for the poor animal, and then left the box where it lay and got back to my feet. In the middle of the room, a twin-sized futon was neatly laid out. Its top cover was convex, just as it would be if someone were sleeping beneath it. In fact, that's exactly what it looked like, almost unmistakably. And right on top of it sat a perfect cube of a box, about 10 centimeters across on all sides and bright red, like a Shinto torii gate. Which would have been a lot more interesting if I weren't still scared out of my mind by the thought that there might have been someone under that cover this whole time. I have to take this back with me. It won't open. Ah! It was a silhouette of a human being, all black, save for two perfectly round cutouts positioned halfway up the head, glinting with an unearthly light. Don't go, don't go, don't go, don't go. There were no signs of life nor detail anywhere along the shadowy figure, except in those eyes. But those eyes were very much alive. They were undeniably the eyes of a human. Don't go, don't go, don't go. Eek! As if in response to my worst fears, I'd suddenly caught sight of a small girl in a black dress standing right in front of me. Ah. Hesitantly taking a closer look, it was actually me, reflected in the mirror. But not just me, there was a black shadow behind me and it was coming closer. I panicked and whirled around and my light immediately went out. Ah. I was completely shrouded in darkness, as if whatever I'd seen had fully enveloped me. No, no, no. No. Smush. Crash. I'd stepped on something soft and squishy. Unconsciously, I paused for a split second, pondering what it may have been, but my de facto conclusion was, I don't care. I need to get the hell out of here. Why is it locked? I don't remember locking it. No, please, not now. Open! Open! Feeling around along the glass door's surface, I finally found what seemed to be a handle. I tried in vain to turn it, only to realize that I couldn't because... What? Why won't my right hand open? I didn't have to ask, though. I could feel it and see it. My right hand was being clasped shut by the tiny, ghostly hands of a white-hued child. Gah! I shook my arm violently and the white apparition faded from sight. But my closed right hand still wouldn't open. Why? Why can't I open it? I had to get out of there. This was paramount. Clenched fist or no, I needed to leave before something worse happened. Panicked, I flung open the glass door. Why? This should be the way out. I fell back, completely sick to my stomach. My heart was pounding so hard and so fast I was convinced I was going to have a heart attack and die. At the very least, I knew I was about to lose consciousness. Don't go, don't go, don't go, don't go, don't go, don't go, don't go. As if to confirm just how done for I was, my nose began bleeding profusely. I had no doubt at all anymore. This was the end. Shinozage! Shinozaki, hey! Snap out of it! Class rep! Kishinuma moved my worn, limp body out onto the tatama flooring and carefully sat me up. I regained consciousness right away, and I was immediately met with the worried gazes of Kishinuma, Mochida, and Nakashima. Thank goodness you're safe. Nakashima wiped tears from her eyes. You guys. I was so relieved, so very relieved to see my friends, I started crying as well. Shinozaki, what the hell did you think you were doing coming here by yourself? I had to, I just had to. Why? Kishinuma. Satoshi? Let's leave this to Yoshiki. I was the cause of this. The cause of what? Everything. Everything's my fault. All our friends are gone because of me. Even sis. Even she's gone. I was sobbing like a baby. My face must have been a mess, and my voice came out hoarse and in short bursts. How is this your fault? Because it was my idea to do Sachiko Ever After. I'm the one who brought it to school and had everyone stay to participate. That was the start of it all. It's my fault. How can you possibly take sole responsibility for that? Hey, we're a team, Shinozaki. You know that, right? I sheepishly nodded my head, then looked down. I didn't want to meet his gaze. Well, if you know that, then don't forget it. Stop taking everything on yourself. Let me put it to you real simple. Don't you ever think for a second, not even 1 second, that this is all your fault. Kishinuma, you're not to blame, okay? So stop blaming yourself, damn it. Kishinuma. Everybody else here feels the same way too, right? Yeah, Yoshiki's right. He's exactly right. You shouldn't always try to take everything on by yourself. I didn't want you guys to get dragged into this. I tried to do it myself so you wouldn't have to, but I was so scared. I just couldn't. I couldn't do anything. God, you are so dense. That's what I'm trying to tell you here. You did good. Just don't do it again. Not without us. I'm dense? That's mean. No, that's not exactly what I meant. Thank you. I didn't entirely believe them. It was a fact that this whole mess started when I led everyone in the Sachiko Ever After ritual, but I appreciated their words nonetheless. We're the ones who made it out. We have no choice but to come to terms with what happened. It's a part of us now. We don't have to accept it, though. Yeah, we can still fight this. We can try to set things right, even if only by the slimmest of whatever. Sniffle, sniffle. I think it's fair to say that we all feel the same way you do, class rep. You claim you couldn't... Ah, shit, I accidentally skipped it. I didn't recognize the voice at all and was a little perturbed that no one else seemed startled by it. It belonged to a girl I'd never seen before wearing an unusual outfit. You must be Ayumi Shinozaki. I'm glad to see no harm has befallen you. Who are you? Shinozaki. This is the person who tipped us off about where you were headed and led us here. Her name, Aiko Niwa. I'm sorry to be so presumptuous. I took the liberty of looking into you. I'm what you might call an intelligence agent, I suppose, regarding matters of the supernatural. As the little sister of Hino Shinozaki, I suppose the quickest way to explain would be to say that I'm a friend of Naho Seinoki's? A friend of Naho's? And you know sis too? Yes, your sister Hino made quite a name for herself in this plane. Ayumi, your right hand, are you not able to open it? My right hand had been clasped shut this whole time. I'd almost forgotten about it. I tried to open it again, but still couldn't. No, I can't. Huh? Let me see. Kishinuma grabbed my hand and tried to pry my fingers open. Ow, that hurts. There's no point in forcing it. It should open naturally when the time is right. You just need to be patient. Oh, and what's this now? She attempted to open the box for just a moment, but her efforts proved to be in vain, just as mine were. This is rather intriguing. Like your hand, it simply refuses to show us what it contains. How fascinating. Aiko was mesmerized by the unopening box. She seemed desperate to understand what force kept it sealed, almost giddy at the unspoken prospects of what it could mean. Such spiritual energy. This is wonderful. May I hold on to this, if only for tonight? I believe I might be able to open it once I've returned home. Okay. I had the feeling that this was less a request than it was a statement. She would never have taken no for an answer. Well, it's getting late tonight. Let's talk more tomorrow, shall we? I'll come meet you after school. That night, after I returned home, I stood in front of my mirror and just kept trying to open my right hand. I put every bit of strength and energy I had into it. My fingers, it opened. What I found inside my heretofore closed hand were teeth. Human teeth, from the looks of it. Very small baby teeth. 2 of them. The roots of each tooth were embedded deep within my palm, and I was bleeding quite a bit as a result. Why are there baby teeth in my hand? Hey, we got an achievement. A faint light. EVP entries for Hinoshinozaki have been unlocked. New Encyclopedia Obscura entries have been unlocked. WI, Kisaragi Academy, Yoshiki Kinoa. Okay, we got a lot of, that's a huge list. Let's just skip through that. Okay, a lot of stuff unlocked, basically. Would you like to save the system data? Yes, sure. How long have I been recording? Ooh, 51 minutes. Okay. Oh, it saved it? Okay, I guess it did. All right, well, I'll end chapter 1 here, or chapter 0 here, since it perfectly basically lines up with an hour. If I keep playing, we'll go way over an hour. I know it before I finish the next chapter, so it's a good stopping point, and then we'll just do, I guess, a chapter per video or something, if that's about approximately the length. So anyway, yeah, I enjoyed that. I hope you did too. If you did, tell that like button you want to smash, and don't forget to subscribe. You stay you, I'll stay me. Drugi forever. Thank you everybody so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you in the next video. Later.